Do you like the hat? It's made in Mexico. It's not my hat. Why am I wearing this hat? Because you're doing that thing again where you are trying to say that I'm supposed to somehow pretend to be Hillary Clinton. Just so you know, before I even filed a report, when I was in a homeless shelter and they were extorting me, they wanted me to pretend to be Hillary Clinton so they could launder stuff for her presidential campaign. And that's why to this day, I refuse, 100% refuse to sit in the seat of Hillary Clinton. I consider her personally directly culpable with me being exploited since I was a child to the point where I haven't actually had a conversation with anybody that registers at above, I don't know, a high school level in terms of intelligence for going on years now, right? And if I do, I get gaslighted into believing last time, well, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. We just had that conversation a couple of months ago. You told me A, B, C, and D. I don't know what you're talking about. No, that's not me, right? So I don't ever pretend to be Hillary Clinton. I'll tell you who I am, though. I'm somebody that used to work with people and had no problem being in a support position. Call it submissive, call it subordinate. I took direction very well. And I was very good at helping groups of people come together when they had different things and they needed to figure out how to plug it in and get things done. And if somebody came up short, I covered them. And if there were typos at the end, I made sure they were corrected. That's who I used to be before you allowed me to get stripped bitch down, put on drugs, and then harvested as part of a cybernetic enhancement upgrade that you anticipated would kill me or would make it so that I now have metal in my knees. Let's get this straight. The primary problem you're having right now is that we are more than 3 years 3 years and 6 months overdue for me to have gone into a hospital somewhere in your network of providers and insurers and setting up a multiple year, multi stage process of having at least one of my knee joints replaced with either a titanium or some other form of implant. And the hope was over the course of several years, both of them would be replaced. That means I'd need surgery. That means I'd need therapy. That means I'd need drugs to dull the pain. That means I'd probably need some sort of mobility assistance device. That means I would need some prescriptions. That means I need lots of insurance billings and who or whatever was supposed to pay for them. And more than likely, it was supposed to completely dominate and define what I understood to be my political realities and the options around my political future. I don't need those damn fucking knee replacements. I haven't needed anything close to what you guys bill as healthcare treatment since 2015. At the least. I didn't even need it in 2014. You completely tried to overhaul my nervous system in 2014 to the point where I was in such excruciating pain that even though I could barely walk, I couldn't even sit down for over a fucking week. I healed my fucking self. And you're pissed because for the last 3 years, you had already set it up that my life and everything I did would be justifiably harvested and redistributed to other people as payment for healthcare treatment. And because I don't need a damn fucking knee replacement, you're doing every fucking thing you can to come up with some bullshit excuse to get new medical billings on me. The problem is, you guys kidnapped me in 2017 and refused to provide any verification that anything about it was legal. Anything. The billing, even the fucking food I ate on site for those 10 days I was kidnapped. None of it was anything close to legal, and anybody that hooked up any fucking financial deal at fucking all connected to it was fucking illegal, including the 2 months of room and board I was defrauded out of at the shelter I was at that was supposed to be able to help me while I was getting my training. If I had gone to get my technical training with food, board, and transportation provided as they were required to, they would have been credited completely fucking differently than the way you sabotaged every fucking relationship that could otherwise have been had through that shelter by kidnapping me as retaliation for what? Have you guys figured out why it was that you justified kidnapping me for 10 days? Even if the president of the fucking United States himself had something to prove. Every other fucking possibility. It could have come from me going to that damn shelter. Just that one fucking shelter got trashed. Would you guys have some misgivings about policy implementation, potential acts of fraud from Chicago? Too fucking bad. Did you guys have some problems maybe with racketeering involving the police pension fund and or acts of laundering or embezzlement that might have been happening with municipal resources that could have impacted the suburbs? Too fucking bad. Did you guys have any problem with maybe some sort of legacy bridge in terms of people that have some certain kind of very high profile technical skill that needed to be transferred to another generation of people so that we could step up into leadership and take over for them in the processes of making sure that appropriate standards and appropriate skills and techniques for safe infrastructure development and maintenance were able to be passed on? Too fucking bad. Did you guys have any concerns about the safety of the domestic nuclear facilities and or even arsenal and how that might impact our relationships with other countries around energy up to and including nuclear energy? Well, too fucking bad, assholes. Every single one of those fucking possibilities got completely trashed because whoever the fuck thought they were going to torture me into being on drugs and being so fucking scared and disabled that I accepted them cutting my fucking body open, cutting out my actual fucking bone, and putting a piece of fucking metal in there. So I was, able to better conduct electricity so that if and when I was a good girl, they might let me have sexual stimulation again and they could better, target market my bioenergy? Wrong paradigm, assholes. I'm not ever gonna fucking pretend to be anybody else other than I am, even if you give me this nice hat. By the way, those hats they make down south, I like them better. Just so you know. But the point is that this is all bullshit. You need to deal with that. I'm not going to upsell. I'm not going to upsell. I know what you want. You want me to pretend and transpose aspects of my life onto what you're trying to cover up for Hillary Clinton. Why? Because she and her little jackass husband that you let moonlight as a president have a great deal of the world by the balls. Any fucking manhood left in this fucking world is being fucking held by the balls right now because you accepted as a fucking head of state somebody that should have been in prison working hard time for the last 25 years to pay for their crime instead of trying to bill the rest of us for bunk finance deals set up on torturing people. I can't do anything about that. That's in your hands. All of you are mentally competent to engage a contract, aren't you? Yeah, I believe you are. That means you're also fit to be held criminally culpable for whatever you did in part of this conspiracy. I'm sorry it took so long. I'm sorry for so long. These jackasses have been doing that. But we're on the third flip now. We're on the third major global fucking flip covering this shit up. How fucking hard do you think it's gonna hit? How fucking hard do you think it's going to hit? Knee replacements aren't going to do the job. I'm sorry. I can't even kneecap you and get a recovery out of it. That's how bad it is now. So we're going to have to find another fucking way to approach this.